welcome. Army Armstrong along with Greg Randall. We're going to take you to Chapel Hill, Tennessee. They call it the Lions Club Super Bowl of the South. And you know it really is, because the proceeds from this event have really helped this community. Speaking of this event, some of the guys have rolled in with some of the biggest heat we've seen all year long, and they're going bear hunting with a switch, aren't they?
They sure are. You know, the Sullivan team, they are the reigning Grand National champions coming in the two-wheel drive category in 2008. But right now, it's the Knapp family out of Charles City, Iowa, that leads the Grand National points race. Then we've got the Pennzoil Cup race. That's being led by another Iowan, R.J. Simon. But the team to kind of look out for that's been kind of coming up here this year is the Petro family. They've got new Bob Miner Rhino Hemis on board, making plenty of power, and I believe Ashley's standing by right now with one of the Petro family's trucks.
I'm here with Jesse Petro's two-time and two-wheel drive truck. There are 27 of these trucks tonight at Chapel Hill and fighting for the Pennzoil Cup money. This is one of the few that can get it down the track, and it could possibly take 2 runs to make it happen. So two-time might be a good name, and we'll see if that stands.
Well, here comes our test puller in our two-wheel drive class. It's Craig Nation in the Missouri Raider. He's out of Richfield, Missouri. He's a farmer, and this is a Ken Vini 557 cubic inch motor on an Engler chassis on the Ford T-Bucket. 3-time Grand National two-wheel drive champion.
Yeah, you just mentioned 2 names there, Vini and Engler, that have been around this sport or left their mark big time. Engler with the chassis and all the drivetrain components, Vini with the horsepower. So this guy's put the best of the best in this tractor. Let's see, or excuse me, truck. Let's see what's going to happen. What's going to happen is we're going to have a pull-off. First guy out makes a full pull. Everybody back there in the back sweating BBs now.
Well, a nice run we're going to see here on the shopntpa.com website. That Craig Nation kind of running down toward the right side of the track there. Gets good lift at the end and just gets it past our 310.
Craig, you were the first truck in this two-wheel drive division tonight. Looks like a pretty good track. You mentioned a minute ago that it is. Made an awesome pass. What do you think? You think it's going to hold up?
Yeah, I think the track's going to hold up. I made a really good pass there, and couldn't do anything any better, and I think hopefully it'll hold up.
Simon says, man, this Simpico sponsorship on this vehicle. And you talk about a guy that's been around for a long time. When you talk about the Simon Says, you're rolling in the heat, you're bringing a big boy with you.
7-time national champion out of Farley, Iowa. The owner of Simon's Trucking, Simon Farms. And we'll see RJ sometimes in the series with the old blue two-wheel drive. So a lot of experience here in the seat.
Well, now he also brought his son up through the sport. You see him in the two-wheel drive category also. But right now, Dad is what counts. Go for it, what it says on the front. You got to make a full pull in order to even think about coming back. Not going to do it. That's a major story right there.
Wow, 287 and 1.
Yeah.
So following up that 310 run by Nation, Roger Simon comes up a little short.
Yeah, a lot of guys going to be scrambling around back in the back. You talk about a good-looking vehicle. Check this out. It looks like a pro street truck. Something you'd see in the sports truck category driving down to the local. How'd you like to get to the local drive-in?
Wow, I tell you what, it's a clean look there for William Beeler out of Latrell, Tennessee. And this is the Just Forgiven. It's a brand new truck. Joe stock chassis, Ford F-250 body, 2008. Supercharged motor under the hood.
Definitely a looker. Isn't that neat? That's really neat to see these guys come out with these new paint schemes and make it look good.
Can't wait to see the graphics I'm sure he'll put on the side at a later date.
I don't know if I'd put any graphics on that truck. It's so pretty. At the end, he was muscling it, trying to get a hold of Nation. I don't think he's going to do it. He's going to be shy. Goes to 294 with the 6. If he had the best looking truck award, I'd bet on him. Nation sets out there all by himself. Who's going to get him? We'll find out.
Here comes a Simon Says Dodge, and it's Roger Simon rolling out. You see his longtime crew chief there, Steve Olson, walking down the side, and again, a plethora of experience on the track right now.
Olson's one of those guys that's very important to the sport, but he doesn't want any attention. And it's really interesting how hard these guys work that you don't really get a chance to see. So I want to acknowledge what he does for this sport, and I'm sure Simon will acknowledge it too. Man, didn't get the ground speed. As soon as that weight box tops out, these two-wheel drives are pulled down quick. 296 with the 3. Not what he was looking for, Greg.
No, he's looking for something better than 300 feet, but we'll put him in second right now as we go to the shop.ntpapool.com replay. See him coming down that right inside. Same place where Craig Nation picked, but kind of drifts over to the left for him.
Roger, you're sitting here and we're about halfway through this class. Your truck's sitting in second place. You made a great pass. Tell me what you think. Is this track going to get better? Is your run going to hold up? What are you thinking?
No, I think it's going to get a little better. We got RJ, another 5 trucks. I think we can put him in second place or the lead if we do get some weight right. And the later trucks are going to have a better chance. The track's going to keep laying down a little bit better. But it takes a good truck to get it out.
Well, he kind of told us something there. The track is getting better. The moisture's staying in the track. You look how dark it is. That'll tell you about the moisture. As the Wicked Willies comes out, man, this guy's, he's really true blue to the sport, isn't he?
Yeah, Doug Greenbold out of Shelbyville, Indiana, and his father, Keith, is the NTPA president. And they make their way around quite a few events. Very formidable truck. Has a race pack data system on board. His business is Competition Dynamics. And does a great job here on this Willys machine.
Right now, he's going after the nation. Boom. When that weight box hits the top with those two-wheel drives, it nails him. A 289 with the 1. He was going, but as soon as it topped out, it drilled him in the ground.
Several trucks still available for number 1.
Do you like what you're seeing on Rural TV? Then we invite you to please email comments and suggestions to info@ruraltv.tv. Visit our interactive website or write to our London headquarters at 1 Stephen Street, London, W1T 1AL. Please tell your friends and neighbours about Rural TV, and thanks for watching.
Hey, thanks, Alan. I tell you what, it's turned into a world of numbers. Number 1 draw, full pull, 302 on a 300-foot track, 27 trucks in the field. I still don't think this thing's over by a long shot.
No, but you know something, watching the class develop, we've had some top horsepower. Roger Simon sits in second place. It may be one of those tracks where it's a draw track and the track goes away, or could the track get better? It'll take a perfect run, as it always does, to force a pull-off here in Chapel Hill. Let's go back to the action. Here comes Paul Ramey out of Rogersville, Tennessee. This is the Red Alert. It's a 2000 S10 Chevy. And Paul is a retired from TRW, so he worked in parts a long time. And still does, obviously, this pulling truck.
Yeah, I know he'd like to do good, too, in front of his home state people. You know, Greg, it's amazing how many of these guys travel all over the country and do well, but when they come to their own local pull, I don't know what it is. Bad juju or something, but they just don't seem to do it. And this guy's capable of full pull with the Red Alert. Let's see what he does. Man, just missed the weight on the front. It was dancing up there for him. A 291 with the 5.
Yeah, and by even maybe missing the weight a little bit, still a 290-plus distance, and maybe Roger Simon's correct when he says the track's going to get a little better. Get laid down better after each run.
Big Ed Red. Big story behind this. One of the Sullivan guys coming around. You follow the sport, you know that named on behalf of Eddie Sullivan, the first national champion, I believe, in this class many years ago. He passed away, but the family remembers him, as do we all.
You know, Wayne's got a new nickname by his team. They call him the Kingpin.
Didn't know that, but he had to earn that name. If they're going to call you the king, you better be good at something. Nation sits out there knowing the Sullivans are coming after him, and the track's getting better. Man, if Sullivan didn't do better than that, a 286 with a 4, I don't know about this track. Or they just missed it, one of the two.
Could be a little trickier than what we first thought when we saw Craig Nation take it out so easily. Still a lot of vehicles left here, and here comes Keith Sled. He's out of Clinton, Kentucky. He's a farmer. And this is the American-made 2004 Ford F-250, sponsored by Cropland Genetics. 526 cubic inch Sassy racing engine that is tuned by Jerry Stewart. Modified for
like we say, if it's a Sassy, it's got to be a Chrysler. There he goes. He gets it quick. Ground speed's going to be there. Man, you turn that wheel all you want, but when you're 3 feet in the air, it doesn't do a bit of good. That Sled's going to take you where it wants to take you. This time it took him about 287 with a 4.
A pretty good run here, and again, he had the right idea, but kind of ran out of real estate with the boundary line. And here comes our man of the hour so far, Craig Nation, with the second entry, the Missouri Gambler. And, you know, the truck looks identical, probably has an identical motor combination. He's looking for an identical run, which was 310 plus on that first attempt.
I would imagine since he's out with the other vehicle, he's not going to change a thing on this. He'll try to stay the same. I actually try to get this vehicle out to make a cushion for himself in a pull-off should somebody else get a full pull.
Sled set very well here tonight in Chapel Hill.
Kind of like a dog chasing his tail now. He's got to catch it on the other end.
Well, a pretty pass, but not exactly where Craig wanted to go. 287 and 3. Ashley's down with Von Bauer, the owner of the Bauer-built sled.
Vaughn, you built a brand new sled for the 2008 season. You're using it tonight in this class. It's letting these guys get down the track in a hurry, and then it hits hard at the end. Did you do something different, and how are you weighting the sled for this class?
No, we got a pretty good track. Didn't do nothing different on this sled, really. It's all new. Seems like they work pretty good when they're new. And track is awesome for to let the sled work good, and so that's why they look as good as they do tonight.
I'll tell you what, he built a good sled. There's no doubt about that. If you don't believe it, go back in the pit area and ask all them bullets.
Well, here comes a young veteran of the sport, Jesse Petro out of Camden, Ohio. He'll have a couple entries here tonight in our competition, and this is the Buckeye Holler. This is the machine that Jesse cut his teeth on way back in 1998, I want to say. So he's been around for 10 years pulling on the NTPA circuit.
Runs a unique injector on that. You're used to seeing that injector system turn sideways. They seem to think that this is the way to go to make horsepower in the future. Let's see if it's going to work for him. Not going to be enough for him. You notice how they raise their hand. That just tells the safety crew, I'm not going to move until you tell me to. You notice the guy at the back unhooking the vehicle? It's all about safety on the NTPA pulling.
It's also about distance. Stay tuned.
Well, we're pulling at Chapel Hill. Hot and heavy in the two-wheel drive. We got Nation out, but it ain't over yet.
That's right, and here comes Jesse Petro once again. The second entry, the two-Timon Ford. And this has one of those new minor brother Rhino engines in it. We're real pleased with the performance of the truck, and he's got a good chance. You know, he already ran earlier in the class. He can measure up what he did before, make changes, and come out here and see if he can do better with the two-Timon truck.
Greg, the fact that he's the only one running that injector system, he's got to be feeding information back to the manufacturer on that as to what it's actually doing.
Hey, 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 looks like we got another one.
Hey, how about that? Two-timing.
Two-timing twice was a charm there for Jesse Petro. Really nice run. And we're going to take a look at it on the shop.ntpapool.com replay. Starts out on the left, and it kind of goes over toward the right-hand side of our screen. Out to 310 and to Ashley.
Jess, right as you walked up to me, you were, all grins. And this track is one that you're going to have to get it moving, get going, and you did that. Flying past. What's it going to take for the pull-off, you think?
Really about the same thing. You can't spin the tires on the starting line, but you can't wait around a lot too much. So it has a lot to do with your setup, your tire pressure, your gear, and how you drive it. So should be a really good pull-off. There might be another truck or two in the pull-off. So hopefully we can get a win out of the deal.
Yeah, but they got other guys shooting bullets at them right now. We got two of them sitting out there at full distance, but it ain't over yet, is it, Greg?
No, and here comes a young gun, Kylo Knapp out of Charles City, Iowa. He's a farmer, and this is a Joe stock chassis. 2004 was the year it was built, 1932 Chevy. And it's got a Hemi, like a lot of other things do in this class.
80 acres, Kelly the farmer.
Pretty run.
Yeah, Jesse said you need ground speed. He had the ground speed, but not good enough. 289 with the 1. He can talk about it, but he can't go to the bank with it.
Yeah, quite a good rookie year for the Knapp family on the NTPA Grand National Circuit. They've been a fine addition. And out runs Randy Petro. Kathy's complaint. This is Jesse's dad. And obviously, they'd like to put another Petro truck out the end there. It's got a Fontana Arius on board. Looking for that 310 mark.
You know, it's interesting that the class is determined by weight. The Fontana engine, one of the lightest engines you can get, is designed originally for drag boats. But in this class, with a light motor up front, you can put the weight somewhere else to make it work for you. Let's see if it works.
See Jesse taking to the run. Not quite good. Not good. Not going to make it here in tonight's pull-off, but hey, Jesse made it along with Craig Nation. Should be quite a pull-off. And as we begin our pull-off, we saw this guy at the top of our show, Craig Nation, in the Missouri Raider.
Yeah, he went a 2, so he made a full pull. He's trying to get out now. You re-pull in the order you full. So he was the first one out, so he'll be the first one to hook to the sled. You got to remember the guy that he's pulling against actually drew number 20 in the field, so he got the first guy out and the last guy out. He's going to win this thing. That was just a pretty pull. It was not full, but a 280 with the 4, that's what the sport's all about. Look at the crowd in the background. They're getting their eyes full tonight.
Yeah, that was a nice run, and Jesse knows what he's got to do now to get into the first place victory chairs they have there at Chapel Hill. And again, not too many runs between his full pull run and his pull-off run. So engine's had a little heat built in it, and
yeah, you got to remember though, they run alcohol for fuel, so they can actually run more fuel in the engine and cool it down. And he and the crew, I'm sure, as the dew settles on that truck, knows what they got to do. What they got to do is go on the other side of 280 with a 4 showtime. Holy cow, I think he did it.
As Army says, you demand.
Yeah, you demand tonight at Chapel Hill. Well, it came down to numbers, just like I said. There were 2 guys in the pull-off going for the number 1 spot, Greg. Just what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, and Jesse Petro in the 2-timing truck is still on fire. He made a perfect run to force a pull-off there toward the end and won it in the pull-off. Ashley standing with our winner, Jesse Petro.
Jesse, 15 feet on Craig Nation in the pull-off. Gorgeous pass. The truck ran awesome. Tell me a little bit about it.
It was almost a carbon copy. It felt like in the seat a carbon copy run on the first time. Just it never spun the tires, and it hooked up and it went straight, and just made 2 nice runs and got the job done. Second last night with the truck, and first tonight. It really helps in the Pennzoil points. So real excited about that, and real excited about getting a blue Chapel Hill chair.